Watch this. Miracles Boagye runs to Chief Justice for mercy. Now, his name is Edward Boagye, aka Miracles. This is the guy. He was born in 1985. He went to school in Swedru and some other parts of Ghana. He's a brilliant guy. When he's communicating, he knows his work. But investigators tell us that he's a crooked guy. And that he has stolen a lot of money from the government of Ghana. He was the head of communication for the Dr. Baffle campaign. He is one of the most respected when it comes to communication in politics right here in Ghana and beyond. He's quite eloquent, my brother, my sister. And right now, it looks like he has been gripped by the laws of Ghana for theft, money laundering, and even more. Now, Miracles Boagye spoke only yesterday, the 5th of August, 2026. He's waiting to go to jail so he would go and join Wontumi in there. The allegations leveled against him by Iyoko, working under the Attorney General's office, my brother, my sister, are overwhelming. And I wonder how he would be able to free himself from the shackles of this. He said to own a number of houses, mansions right there in Accra, all from alleged criminal proceeds of theft. He is also said to own so much money in 5 different bank accounts, and those have all been frozen. This is Miracles Boagye, Dennis Edward Boagye, aka Miracles. He's been talking. Yesterday he was on Joy and he spoke. What did he say? And it's very important to hear him. My brother, my sister, watch this.
Yes, people have toiled with their blood to get this democracy for us. We will not sit down and allow few people who are getting power drunk to all of a sudden throw us into the ditch.
I mean, where does the Sedna Tamaklo and the incarceration of Wontumi feature in the reasons for tomorrow?
That is also another matter.
Okay.
The selective justice, the selective application of our justice system is also obvious to all of us. I mean, it's become even now blatant. You know, I wrote a letter to His Lordship the Chief Justice. I don't know if you saw that letter.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I wrote a letter to His Lordship the
When recently?
About a month ago.
Okay.
Where I atomized my worry about his relationship and his romance with the executive. And the fact that it's becoming too glaring.
Have you received a reply?
No, yes. I think the Judicial Secretary actually issued a statement to clarify certain things. Because I felt that the way he was posturing himself...
Is it on the back of his World Cup?
I mean, that was just one example. Okay. I gave several other examples, and I felt uncomfortable that you are looking too close. The proximity within which you seem to be moving around with these people, it's becoming too blatant.
His name is Dennis Edward Boagye, aka Miracles. You heard what he said. He has run to the Chief Justice of Ghana for mercy. He wrote a letter to the Chief Justice of the Republic. And this is the Chief Justice. Chief Justice Baffle. That is him. And according to Miracles Boagye, he unequivocally wrote to the Chief Justice and told him point blank that his romance with the executive is becoming too glaring. That is serious. Your romance with the executive is becoming too glaring. In other words, you are in bed with the presidency. And according to him, he gave 7 different reasons why he is of the posture that romance is uncomfortable. My brother, my sister, according to Dennis Miracles Boagye, there was even a response from the judiciary, and he received it. Listen, my brother, my sister, nothing will save this man from going to jail. Nothing will save this man from joining Wound to Me right there in jail. If the allegations that Iyoko leveled against this guy are anything to go by, this gentleman here does not stand a chance. We are told, while he was the boss of the Interministerial Committee on Decentralization, my brother, my sister, for the 2 years that he was in there, he was able to take 5.8 million and over, close to 6 million Ghana cedis, and that he gave out to a certain outfit by name Bimaba. How did he do that? He just called Bimaba and said, you know what? There's some free money lying down here. Ghanaians don't love to read. They don't even investigate. We politicians, we can do anything we want. He seemed to be saying, I want to pass the money into your account. Say, how are you going to do that? Leave that to me. And when the money hits your account, I'll tell you what to do next. Allegedly, he wrote a letter demanding a certain contract. Better still, he wrote an application for a contract from his own outfit in the name of Bimaba, asking for a contract to do what? He specified. And then he wrote from his own outfit to Bimaba, telling Bimaba, oh, we have awarded you that contract. And according to documents, and according to Iyoko, over 5 million Ghana cedis was siphoned from the government accounts all the way into the accounts of Bimaba. And when the money hit there, Bimaba called, boss, I have received the money. How much did you receive? 5.3 million Ghana cedis. Okay, don't let it come directly to me. Let it pass through 2 other companies that you own. So the money was pushed from Bimaba, allegedly, all the way into Procurement Masters Construction Limited. And then boom, into Zones Construction Limited. All these owned by one man, one director, before it hit the Hillside Piggery, owned by Dennis Miracles Boagye. He received it via the wires. And then a big chunk of the money was sent all the way to his house right there on the Spintex Road. And we showed you that house. He picked up the money comfortably, my brother, my sister, and pocketed it. This is one of his houses. 3 of them right there inside Adringano, frozen. And it's alleged that he probably bought this or built this or both using bad money, proceeds of crime. My brother, my sister, he also has other houses. He has one inside Latte, and it's a 7-bedroom mansion sitting in the bosom of the hills, giving glory to the gods of Latte. This is Dennis Miracles Boagye, born in 1985. And if you're happy to take a walk into that mansion, you will be mesmerized by the sheer beauty of this beautiful edifice. He is a man of good taste. My brother, my sister, just take a walk in there. Look at the marble finishing. Look at the walls. Look at the flower pots. Exquisite, my brother, my sister. And when you dare take a look into the sky, it is blue and velvety. It looks like Jesus Christ is about to break through the skies and come down again. Rapture is about to take place. Look at the compound of the house. My brother, my sister, this is the latte mansion and is allegedly owned by Dennis Edward Boagye, aka Miracles. That's him. But the money was not taken to this house. Neither was it taken to the house at Ajringano. He has another cool hideout right there on the Spintex Road. This one. That's where he sat comfortably, probably smoking cigar and watching a pornographic movie and laughing. And he took the money quietly, the money that belongs to the people of Ghana. Today he has the effrontery to tell the Chief Justice, you have too much of a certain romance with the executive. You are chasing our people all over the place. Please, power will soon change hands. And we are not too comfortable with you. My brother, my sister, I can't wait to see what is going to happen to this little rat. I cannot wait to see what will happen to this little rat. His boss, Wuntumi, is in there. He ran his mouth as if he had mouth diarrhea. He told me point blank, Black Rasta. I remember that like yesterday when we met. Today, Wuntumi is in jail. He's falling sick day after day because they are used to comfortable lifestyles. The prison, no, is for us, me and you from the ghetto, who eat tuozafi and me and kuka for breakfast, eat it for lunch and eat it for supper. These people have American breakfasts. They have Japanese dinner. And then for supper, they have something that is Finnish or a bit of, Guyanese, or maybe a bit of Surinamese. They are people of good taste. I can't wait, Miracles, to see you join your best friend right there in jail. And me, there is no apology whatsoever. If he is right, if he is not culpable, if he is not guilty, may he walk. If truly he put his greasy fingers into the coffers of Ghana, may he suffer. And it looks like the latter is very true. It's the black pot, aka Kuku, show them up. And here we speak nothing but the truth. What is he scared of? You run into the Chief Justice and telling the Chief Justice, you are too much in bed with the presidency. Please, the way they are jailing our people is becoming too much. You should rather be worried about the evidence. You know what you have eaten. The Igbo people have a saying that I love. They say, he who does not eat goat meat has no business going to toilet and excreting goat skin. Think about it. There is no sympathy. We shall visit you in prison. You know what you have done. It's time to own up to whatever it is. And at the end of the day, the victor will be Ghana. Dash it away. It's the black pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Dodo. South Africa visa ban. Ghana shall retaliate. Ablakwa dares South Africa. Jesus. South Africa visa ban. Ghana shall retaliate. Ablakwa dares South Africa. It is good to think that your country is heaven. And it is good to feel that your country is heaven. This bald-headed guy called Ablakwa is my hero. I love this guy so much. In fact, he makes me proud every day. He was in Jamaica with the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. They went all the way to the Rasta camp. And whilst they were beating the Nyabingi drums, he watched this in awe. This is Jamaica. My brother, he is gallivanting around the world like Napoleon Bonaparte. This time around, not for conquests and not for slave trade, but to make sure that Ghanaians in the diaspora receive their fair share of justice in whatever jurisdiction. This is Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. He is the MP for North Tongue. He is also the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And he has taken diplomacy to another level. I love this guy. Hey, President Mahama recently said this man is one of his hardest working ministers, appointees. I wonder if this man has time for his wife in the night. Men like this at night never have any erections. They are thinking about solutions, not erections. They are not worried about perceptions. They are only thinking, my brother, my sister, of solutions. Which Ghanaian is in which part of the world going through some level of injustice? Ablakwa would be there like Captain Planet, with his bald head shining like the full moon. My brother, my sister, and he gets results every time. This is Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. Now, South Africa and Ghana sat down and drank palm wine a few months back and ate fufu. Right after that, they drank wunkamote. And they sang, Wommezameni, Wunkankamote, Wunkankamote. We all were happy to hear the two nations sing Asi Bonanga. We were happy. Now, what was it? It was all about South Africa and Ghana coming together in a beautiful tango. What was it? Ghanaians can go to South Africa, no visa required. South Africans can come to Ghana, no visa required. Kai, there and then, I looked into the sky and said, oh, Jaja, Ababa Janai, I Sata Sata, Ruba Ruba, I of Ethiopia, Tanaka Tanaka. Oh, Lekaya Shok, lot of Ethiopia, who lick out light by day and lick out darkness by night. Komaya Sataya. Giving glory to the Most High God. That Africa, that had so many borders, now has those borders breaking down one after the other. Freedom of movement. Ghana can go to South Africa, no visa required. South Africans can come here. Oh, then we will soon start getting a lot of variety. Ghanaian men love South African women's shapes. And South African men love the shapes of Ghanaian women. At least some variety and some kind of barter trade could go on. On a more serious note, trade, friendship, all these things came into a potpourri of camaraderie. Hallelujah. South Africans started receiving Ghanaians. Friends were flying there, no visas. Then all of a sudden, some two crazy groups. One group is led by a certain psycho called Jacinta Ngobe Sizuma. That's it. She's eloquent. She's quite pretty. She has a beautiful shape, but no common sense. The accounts have a saying that a pretty woman who has no common sense, it is her vagina that suffers. Hallelujah. It's an Akan proverb. Can I tell you more? This lady here has a group known as March and March. It means they will march like zombies till the end of time. They march against so-called foreigners. They want them out. They started by saying, oh, undocumented foreigners. All of a sudden, whether you are documented or not, you got to go. Hey, I found a video online. And the video online said something. You know what this woman said? She said, if South Africans dare marry Nigerians, then they should go to Nigeria with their husbands. They should never stay here. Have you seen that video? Yes. If South Africans marry foreigners like Nigerians, then they have no place in South Africa anymore. They should follow those foreigners to South Africa. When I saw this video, I posted it on our great WhatsApp page. My brother, my sister, for the whole crew to see. And everyone was shocked at what she said. She said, we are chasing out all the foreigners. We don't need them in this country. They have to go. As for our fellow South Africans, whose delicacy is foreign men, like Nigerians, when you marry the Nigerian, you are no longer South African, you are Nigerian. Go to Nigeria with your foreigners. She didn't care if Nigeria said the same thing. Then what happens to that kind of relationship? If they arrive in Nigeria and right at the airport, it is said, you know what? Oh, if a Nigerian marries a South African, he's no longer a Nigerian. Go to South Africa. Then they will have to remain in no man's land. My brother, my sister, this was what she said. And I need you to watch that video. And when she said it, it pierced my heart like the sword of Zorro. Watch this.
Your chance. It's your chance to choose the right people. If you do not choose people who choose you, they are going to choose foreigners. You are going to choose people who give tenders to foreigners. You are going to choose people who give school opportunities to foreigners. You are going to consistently choose people like Figil and Mbalula. Because Mbalula, when you are in a gathering like this, he's not listening to what we're saying about foreigners. He's waiting to hear what is Much and Much going to say that is wrong. When people are booing people, is that my fault? If someone says boo, did I send you guys to say you don't? Did I send you to say anything? Now, if you are unhappy with the premier or the mayor or anyone, I don't live in Limpopo, do I? So if they boo the person must take the boo and go home and think about it. Why are people booing me? Mbalula should be more worried about why are his people being booed, not asking me why are people being booed. As if we pay people to boo people, no. And next week he's going to do another press conference talking about Much and Much. Honestly, you must stop choosing people who like the sound of their own voice. You must choose people who choose you. Choose people who listen to what your problems are. Choose someone who's going to come to the ground with you. Choose someone who's going to make sure that South Africans are put first. Right now we can see that there are jobs in this country. All along they said there's no jobs in South Africa. Where are the jobs coming from? Where? Obviously, because if you use your brain and you think, You say, oh, there's people who are not supposed to be here. Let me get rid of the people that are not supposed to be here so the people who are supposed to be here can get the jobs. Simple. It's not magic. If you remove the children that are not supposed to be in the schools that you say are full and South African children don't have a space, there will be space in schools for children. If you're saying there's no beds in hospitals, the hospitals are full, the medication is finished, obviously if you remove the people that are supposed to be getting medication from Nangwangwa and take them back to Mnangwanga, you will have medication and beds and a functioning hospital. And lastly, you are going to take over those businesses that are owned by Somalians here. You are going to take over those businesses. And when you take over those businesses, you're not going to do something that's going to make those people happy. You are going to make that business a success. You are going to make that business a success for yourself, for your children, for your family, and for the future of this country. When you are going to a job, you are no longer working for yourself, you are working for the whole country. So you can't tell us you are tired of going to work. No, go and work. You are working for all of us. Because these people are not paying taxes, that's why we don't have money in the country. Now when you go and work and you pay tax, that money is to make sure that there's a future in this country. But you can't allow foreigners to tell you are lazy. If you allow them to tell you are lazy, you're going to start believing that you're lazy. And if you want to drink on Friday after work and end it on Sunday before 8 and go to sleep. So you can wake up fresh in the morning to go to work. Okay. And to our sisters, if you want to marry them and go with them to their country. Okay. And you can build your Lagos and your Nigeria in Nigeria, not here.
Did you hear that? Did you hear it? She says, don't allow foreigners to tell you that you are lazy. They say there's no work. Yet, you can find work now that they are gone. But you guys are not going to work. You drink every day. Stop drinking. Only drink on Friday night, Saturday, and then on Sunday by 8 o'clock you go to bed. So you go to work. And those sisters who want to marry foreigners, you marry them and follow them to their countries. Marry them and go to Nigeria with them. Go and build the Lagos there with them. 100% xenophobia. Imagine the Nigerians say the same thing. Where is Ubuntu? How do South Africans and Nigerians or some other such African countries come together in those beautiful unions? For her, it's all about jobs. For her, it's all about South Africans chasing out people. She is the leader of March and March. Their numbers have been dwindling. They are tired of marching. There are no jobs. The foreigners were creating the jobs. Now they are forcing the rhetoric that, oh, there are jobs. There's another group that is headed by another blockhead by name Fakel Umtakati Ndaba Bandaba. That's his name. And when you are pronouncing his name, you need to take your time, or else you bite your tongue. He has such a powerful African name. Those kind of African names that I love. He was said to have gone to take some bribes so that he could match with the boys. That's how normally it is. The leader gets bought and he's sold out. And all of a sudden, all the people who follow him become the sacrifice. He's the leader of the group known as Operation Dedula. His lieutenant has broken away from him. For him, he thinks that they have marched enough and it's time now to concentrate on South Africa and let the authorities do their work. Ghanaians have been killed right there in South Africa. Now it has come out that the South Africans are saying that Ghanaians can no longer come to South Africa without visa. It means the agreement they had, they are quietly cancelling that. You know why? Because Ghana has sued South Africa at the International Court in Hague for the deaths of innocent Ghanaians in xenophobic attacks and even more. So South Africans are angry. And it is being peddled around that Ghanaians can no longer go to South Africa without visas. That means that agreement is dead and buried. Well, my minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, has responded. And I'm happy how he put it straight. Watch this.
On traditional and social media, alleging that Ghana had been removed from South Africa's visa-free travel arrangement. As the South African authorities have themselves indicated, no such decision has been taken on this matter, which is governed by an agreement applicable on a reciprocal basis. The government, therefore, wishes to state categorically that the existing reciprocal visa waiver agreement between Ghana and South Africa remains fully in force. The public should therefore disregard reports suggesting that Ghanaian citizens have lost the benefit of visa-free travel to South Africa. Any amendment to bilateral travel arrangements will be communicated formally through diplomatic channels and announced jointly by the two governments. And I must place on record that in these matters, if Ghana is taken out of the free visa arrangement, Ghana will also have no option but to immediately reciprocate. That is how these agreements work. And so we urge the public to stay calm and not to fall for this misinformation and disinformation in wide circulation.
That's my minister. Yes, my minister. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. He stood toe to toe with the Israelis and called their bluff. He stood toe to toe with so many different countries, including Trump's America. We are a sovereign nation. Yes, we are not rich, but we don't eat dry bread. Right here, we don't eat grass. Don't bring it to us. If South Africa dares ban Ghana, Ghana will retaliate in its own words, reciprocate, which is a milder word. Call it a euphemism. My brother, my sister, this is Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. If somebody thinks it's too important, and that he is the one who is always giving, sometimes you have to call their bluff and let them know that it's a symbiotic relationship. This is the president of South Africa. He is the most uncomfortable president on earth, and I sympathize with him. If he's not careful, things would happen to him for sitting back and behaving like a zombie when all these xenophobes hit the streets and misbehave, and absolutely nothing is done except talk. My brother, my sister, this is where we are. If South Africa tries to stop Ghana, it's not a fight. Ghana will step back and push South Africa back. As simple as that. In Nigeria, they have a saying that I love. You know how they put it? They say, you do me, I do you. Man no go vex. It's the Black Fort. A.K.A. Kukushunemo. And here, we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey-ya! Hey-you! Kai! Wayo! Kogu! Kogu!
You just need a moment for yourself, a moment to slow down, feel the water, and let the day fade. Tesori is more than just a shower. It's a moment of pure calm, smooth, creamy, and relaxing. With forest therapy, Persian dream, royal oud, thalassotherapy, ikigai, fior di loto, and karma, all in convenient 500 milliliter bottles. There's a Tesori scent to fit every mood, every moment, every kind of you. Feel the lather on your skin. Breathe in the aroma. Let stress melt away and just enjoy the calm. You don't just feel clean. You feel refreshed, confident, and yourself. Tesori d'Oriente. Luxury is a feeling. For bulk purchases, contact Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599.
Tesori d'Oriente.
Blackpot. Kuku show them.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show. And here we speak truth to power. We are the biggest when it comes to patriotism. I invite you to please subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. And remember, it's for free, absolutely. Recommend us to family and friends. Like the page. And above all, please remember to share the broadcast. It's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 3. Watch this. Shegedamburuba. Useless parade of kleptomaniacs as NPP's policeman slapping demo comes to town. It's a mouthful, but it's self-explanatory. Useless parade of kleptomaniacs as NPP's police slapping, yes, demo comes to town. Can I take it again? Useless parade of kleptomaniacs as NPP's policeman slapping demo comes to town. My brother, they couldn't choose any day, but this day, exactly last year, when 8 gallant men of our nation, my brother, my sister, were killed in a military Z9 Harbinger helicopter crash just over the hills of Obuasi, around a place called Brofiedu. 8 men, pilots, military men, and appointees of this government, they went down. My brother, my sister, they were going to help clean up the mess that the 8-year rule of these kleptomaniacs, my brother, my sister, gave us in sorrow. Ghanaians were all crying. Everybody was sad that, oh, they were happy that a new president had been sworn in. We were tired of the 8-year rule of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar had been chased into the bush. Nebuchadnezzar was now eating grass like a beast. It was time now, my brother, my sister, for a new leadership. Muhammad took on that leadership. Everyone was energized to move with the speed of light. Then that helicopter came down. 8 of them died. The nation was thrown into mourning. Oh, wives became husbandless. Children became fatherless. Today, exactly last year, these 8 gallant men went down. And this is the day that the kleptomaniacs have decided to demonstrate. Today, whilst I was in town, the city of Accra, a lot of the roads were blocked. And I was wondering what it was. I was late in arriving where I was going. Then later I realized that, oh, there was an animal called demonstration in town. Yes, it is in your civic right and duty to demonstrate. The police were called to action. They came, making sure everything was okay. But there were some bits and pieces of violence. But the police did their work very well. They were combat ready. They were able to quell such effusions, calm down the scenarios, and reminded the demonstrators that they were demonstrating for a reason and they should concentrate on the reason and not violence. My brother, my sister, yes, generally it was incidentless, except for those few moments that we see right here by the kind courtesy of Adum TV. My brother, my sister, and people staying back. Yes, news people making sure that everything was captured on tape. Look at it. Police people say, don't cross this part. This gentleman here says, no, I want to speak to the president. He said, no, you have leaders. You need to be able to bring a certain petition, whatever it is. They held placards. But these people are so good at doing one thing, going into the ghetto where they have staffed with drugs to bring these people out to come there and demonstrate in what they don't even understand. We have seen it before. Today, they were out here to demonstrate. And by the kind courtesy of Zygote Studios, we have these ones to traffic heavy in town. And look at that truck at the back carrying a canoe. As to what that was supposed to symbolize, your guess is as good as mine. It is representing fishermen. And you can see the man there holding an oar, paddling the canoe. Of course, the canoe is sitting on a truck. And these people are all in black and red. And they are demonstrating. Now, what was the demonstration all about? Do you know? They said they are fighting against the government for not being democratic. They claim that there's a fight against democracy. And for that matter, they have to go out there and demonstrate. They claim that so many people have been arrested in the NPP, and they think that the right thing is not being done. It's in their right to demonstrate. And time after time, they made speeches. I'm going to begin with Nana B, one of the big wigs of the party. His father was a big businessman in the days of Jerry John Rawlings. But Jerry John Rawlings crippled the man's business. He was simply called Boagye Mattress. And from that time, I am sure that they decided not to like anything PNDC, NDC. A lot of the people who joined the NPP are people who are aggrieved that something happened in the past that had to do with the PNDC and Rawlings. He spoke. Let's listen to what he said. And when we return, we have more. Watch this.
Interest you to note that under President Mahama, we have witnessed what we will describe as the wanton suppression and criminalization of free speech. Yes. Just yesterday, the communications officer for Asante Achim South, popularly known as Papa Rich, who is also a journalist, he is your colleague. He works with Ahwenepa FM. He was arrested after his program. And we are being told that he only posted on his Facebook that there seems to be some selective justice being perpetuated by this government. He is seen to be a fierce critic of this government, and he was arrested. We must all condemn this action. And it's a shame that President Mahama will be so pretending over such suppression. That is becoming alarming and it's becoming frightening. Again, there was this gentleman who works with the Obuasi municipality. He was arrested. His offense, he has posted on his social media page a video of President Mahama and the National Security Coordinator, where the president allegedly was heard to be mentioning 150 million. And the gentleman is asking, hey, Mr. President, 150 million for what? And he was arrested all the way from Obuasi to Greater Accra. In fact, at the time he was even put before the court, his family members never knew of it. He never had access to his lawyer. What is happening in this country? President Mahama, when you were in opposition, you authored an open letter to His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo then, where you cited 3 instances which in your view amounts to criminalization of free speech. 3 instances. Today, under your watch, we can count as many as 45 cases where people who are activists on social media, where journalists are being arrested, and we are abusing the law. Publication of falsehood. We are abusing it.
When people have nothing to say, they only scream like toads. They squeak like mice, and they quack like ducks. They howl like owls, and they bark like dogs. Sadly, that's what Nana B just did. Where are the journalists arrested? Under Nana Addo, we saw a great investigative journalist chased out of the regime. Manasseh Awine Azure. We saw me, myself, and I, my good self, as harmless as I am. We saw a gunman break into the studio trying to take my life. He was shot several times, and when the police carried him away, we were told that he escaped under the watch of the police and the doctors. When I pushed for an explanation, they said that he all of a sudden became wild and beat up everybody and broke the chains like Samson and escaped through the window. In fact, they released a communique, press release. Yes, in the days, the Journalists Association released. My brother, my sister, it was all over in the news up till this date. The police have never been able to find a guy who broke into my studios right there at Xylophone trying to take my life. And when you look at the CCTV images, it's frightening. The pool of blood that this guy was in, many thought he had died. East Legon police carried him away, and under their watch, he effervesces right into thin air. Under the watch of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, my brother, my sister, much as some of these things were happening, there was so much freedom of speech. Give it to Nana Addo. Because in his days as president, I spoke my mind like I've always done. But it was in his regime, for the first time, a gunman broke into my studios at Xylophone and was shot several times. But I still will give it to him. We still spoke our minds. Though Manasseh was ferried all the way to South Africa, and for the first time had policemen guarding him at home for several months on end. And the taxpayer paid for that. I don't think there was ever any demonstration that said democracy and free speech were under attack. But it's okay. I am flummoxed. I am hypnotized. My brother, my sister. Oh yes. I can't seem to understand what they mean by democracy under attack. Do you? There's somebody posted something on social media, and he put the picture of Mahama or video of Mahama saying something. They know how to tell the story. When you go watch the video and you hear the threats, you can insult Mahama as much as you want. You can insult Black Rasta as much as, but when you threaten my life, that's a crime. They won't add that they were threats because they are kingpins and carriers of falsehood. That's how they thrive. They are suffering from a dangerous sickness called kleptomania. When they were in power, they built a whole mansion called the Kleptodome. It was a kingdom. Kleptodome. My brother, my sister, the economy is thriving. Mahama is doing what he's supposed to be doing. He could do better. We are urging him home not to be distracted by these kleptomaniacs. They have arrested some of them who are alleged to be thieves. And therefore, it is breaking their back. The Ashanti regional chairman is in jail for destroying our water bodies, flora and fauna. And more charges are coming up against him. He will continue to be in jail until these kleptomaniacs come back in power 6 million years to come. I don't like these guys. They are not truthful. They are liars. They don't respect any democracy. For them, it's all about stealing. Look how my theft went on. We haven't forgotten the cathedral that has become air. It's a hole, my brother, my sister, as we speak right now. The houses of judges pulled down to replace that with a hole. And today, frogs, toads. I hear there are 2 alligators who live in there as well. When you are passing there in the night, my brother, it's like you are in hell. Quack, 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 quack. And you look around, you see a toad whose throat is as fat as an airbag in a car. All this you did to us. You gave unprofessional haircuts to Ghanaians, a lot of who have become bald for life. Some have visited early graves. You didn't call that attack on democracy. In your own words, democracy under attack. Your Nebuchadnezzar, dwarfish as he was flying the most exorbitant private jets all over the world in his own Gulliver's travels. That was not democracy under attack. We saw under your regime how a woman carried all the money from the Bank of Ghana under her bed. Her maid servants were stealing the money because the money was in hoards, lips and bounds. She couldn't tell. Up till now, the matter has been iced like an Egyptian corpse mummy in a sarcophagus. Oh, your P, uncle. Hey, whatever Mahama is doing to us, sometimes, that's what I can't say that I like. You see, your boss will throw me, who can fall back. Me can fool the Mahama, the man. The Omotiano, the man, the Abu. How do you call jaw in tree? Abu, me jaw. Ma pantai bu. Timinata, na ma say, akukwa coccidiosis actually. You remember those days? Fion. Please don't annoy us. Ghanaians, we are tired of you guys. Stay in your corner. You are just tired of being in opposition. You are tired of being in opposition. All the stolen money is finished. You have used that for bunga bunga and all that. But some of you have started vomiting back the stolen money that belonged to Ghana. These kleptomaniacs, I'm glad Ghanaians are showing them their real color. They can't have any demonstration unless they go to hire and beg and give drugs to people to come on the street and do their bidding. How your uncle? Traffic in town. And they chose a day like today when we should be looking at our heroes who went down the drain. No, it's a day for them to hit the streets. Well, anytime they hit the streets, they only remind us of the glory that Mahama came to give us. My brother, my sister, Afenyo Markin is the minority leader. Of course, he's under pressure. He has to speak. He said when they come into power, Tokono will be brought back. Tokon. Do we all remember Tokon? Lawyer Tadio Osori told us a long time ago that Afenyo Markin was Tokono's little boy. And she gave him a lot of favors, unprecedented favors in a so-called democracy that they were even proud of. What did he say? Watch this.
Young country, young Chief Justice. Somebody in the area who Nyameya Tumua 2028. Bawumia Baba power. Nobody else for the Juma Mrs. Power. Oma paying on sign copy. Omo ni candidate. Yay, ya wa Dr. Bawumia. Itinu Samu Pio. Omo Pio. Dr. Bawumia power. Omo Pio. Dr. Bawumia. Omo Pio. Dr. Bawumia. Omo Pio. Dr. Bawumia. Omo Pio. Dr. Bawumia. Omo Pio. Dr. Bawumia.
Omumpeo, Dr. Bawumia power. One check a million. Remember when they used to say that? One check a million. I honestly sympathize with a policeman slapper like this guy. In a proper democracy, to be honest with you, this guy would be on the same bed with Wontumi in Sawam. It's sad that police people can't go on demonstration. I would have called for it. One of your own was slapped 3 times. The evidence was so glaring. For some political gymnastics, they have swept it under the table. The arrogant guy hasn't even been able to go to the young policeman to You say, bro, let's go eat some banku. I'm sorry for what happened. Push it away. No. And the nation is supporting this guy. Justice delayed is what? Justice delivered? No, justice denied. He's saying that Chief Justice will return to power. In fact, Tokonu, we were told, gave him a lot of favors, jumped a lot of queues for Afenyo marking. He made huge monies from the Judiciary Council, whatever it's supposed to mean, as told to us by lawyer Thaddeus Sorry. So he's crying more than the bereaved. That is his selfish interest. He wants her back so he can continue to have those favors. You see how Ghana is? He didn't finish there. He spoke some more. Watch this.
Any better demonstration we yet. Any better say. You can say I NDC are buying. Almost say 1 3 shifts. Almost say 24-hour economy. Almost say improve to over Ghana. 1 year, 6 months. I want to mean about help people slow. And I want to say, I want to be 30 years. The justice system no higher selective. And we are NDC India. Also, we are MPP here for prison. You are running the Santa. In the young folk who control. Young folk quiet demonstration. Young Nancy. No, be our God who said MPP. They can switch and I say, so much more 2028. Dr. Muhammad Boagye.
Even the Baumia, power. There's no power in their voices. They all know Baumia is a dead horse. How is Baumia going to be president? By what magic? Even Toaje the Red Hunter cannot make him president. Even God will never make this man president. It's finished. Hey! Ghanaians, have you forgotten what these guys did? Baumia was only a mate. He was a stooge. He was a robot. Anytime his master said, let's go, he went, Joro, Jara, Joro, Jara, attention. Hey! Baumia, sit down. He went, bra, stand up. Hey! Touch your bald head. Bah! Hey! Salute. Bah! That was Baumia robot. He was Nana Addo's robot. After Nana Addo used him, he refused him. He didn't even give him a penny for his own election. Hi! Me, I got angry with Baumia. And it will be difficult, my brother, my sister, for anybody to convince me. Do I even matter? This guy, wait! Wait, Namusi 2028 power and wait! I wish I had a way of multiplying Baumia 1 million times so that they will see that even 1 million of his type will never smell power. His best chance was vice president and he messed it up. What did he do? Apart from going around and commissioning toilets and bathrooms and telling a plethora of lies. This way, this one. Hey, we still remember all those lies. And the worst of them all was how much of a weakling he told Ghanaians he was. If I solve all the problems now, then when I come back, what other problems am I going to solve? Like somebody who has spoke bleakly. Me, I was only the mate. What kind of a mate is this that cannot tell the driver, Papa driver, with all respect, you are going in the wrong direction. You sat in the trotro, cross your legs, wipe the sweat off your bald head, and allow the driver to drive over the cliff. Now you are both ghosts. You are finished. 2028. I thought he would even say 6 million years later. 2028. Who? Bawumia. Oh, please, be a little real. Be a little real. The wounds are still so fresh for us to forget. I wonder what my father even saw in the days and was supporting this party. He was dying for the party. Kukrudu! He would wake up from his bed shouting, Kukrudu! Echi! When children were passing by, they would say, Kukrudu! They say, Echi! Echi! Even in his old age, he said it with vim. Children would pass by. Kukrudu! Echi! Kukrudu! Echi! Kukrudu! Echi! Kukrudu! Say, Abba Baba. Yai mana. Kukrudu echi Yezu kai wallahi kai sufa. Muriyanka ya sharki. Ai kukrudu party munai. Ai kukrudu. Kukrudu party mune. Then another child will pass. Kukrudu. Jesus have mercy. May he rest in peace. I'm sure in his grave, he's realized what a demonic party these kleptomaniacs have built. Afenyo is still talking. You know that, right? Watch this.
We are not against accountability, but we are against selective justice. An MP makes a contribution on the floor, and the next moment is invited by Yoko. Look at the honours bail conditions. Even their own leaders are complaining. Honorable Harun Idrisu has complained about the honours bail conditions. Honorable Muntaka, the Interior Minister, has also complained on the House floor. So we are expressing our views on how the government is being run. You see, as a country, we must end this vicious cycle of you do me, I do you. I've been talking about this for quite some time now. I don't say this because it is my people who are going through this situation. I say this because all my life I've believed that we can do politics in a very decent way. I believe in that decent approach in politics. Pay attention to the core issues. If you leave Accra and going deep into the hinterlands, you see the serious underdevelopment in our country. That should be what should occupy our minds as political leaders. All right? For me, if they don't stop, it will be difficult for the moderates in MPP to also calm the nerves of the extremists when MPP comes to office tomorrow. But is that what we want as a country? No. That's not what we want. That's not what we want.
It says that we should do decent politics like slapping policemen, like giving people haircuts. So decent. Oh, wow. Applause. We should do decent politics of Métisism. We should sit on the periphery, on the fence, and watch the dwarfs drive the car over the cliff. Decent politics. No policeman and their family should ever vote for the NPP until justice is given that policeman who was slapped 3 times by this guy. Of course, selective justice is evil. But where is the selective justice? Where is it? That Wontumi is in there. Who else should go there? The others are following. The others are following. Sedina is there. Is she not there? Where is the selective justice? Look, nothing should distract Mahama. And again, Ghanaians know point blank. If Mahama starts misbehaving today, Blak Rasta will be the first guy to come and say, you know the track record. You know how we have always done it. It's all about Ghana. That is why people trust Blak Rasta. For after your marking, you are greedy and selfish. You want talk or no back, so you can be tokenized. Dash him away. It's the black pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here, I just want to share a word to the ghetto youth. I'm telling you that some of these politicians, they are getting kickbacks from even the ruling government. They are playing chess with your lives. Don't trust them. Come here, Mahmoud Bamouya, yeah. When he finishes, an NDC bigwig is going to send them money so that when they also come back into power 6 million years later, they can reciprocate it. We become the sacrifice. Let us be wise. It's the black pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. Ghana airport staff sacked for begging tourists. Now, we have the Accra International Airport. We all know that beautiful airport, right? It used to be named after a demon called Kotoka. And then we decided that no, too much of the demonism. We don't want it. It's a very beautiful airport. One of the most beautiful airports in the whole of Africa. When tourists come here, they wonder if this is Africa. Nigerians come here and they are mesmerized. They are befuddled by the exotic nature of this beautiful airport. It is called the Accra International Airport. My brother, my sister, hey! Now, the sad thing about this airport is not all about the brick and mortar. No, sir. It's about the non-entities there who keep begging and extorting money. My brother, my sister, from travelers and tourists. My brother, let me just give you a sharp contrast. I was in Nigeria and I arrived at the Murtala Muhammad Airport. I am a Pan-Africanist. I don't have to prove it to anybody. I love Nigeria. Oh, Jesus. I travel around Africa and I'm at home. Nigeria is one of my favorite countries in the world. Because when I arrive in Nigeria, if Fioma is ready to cook me some nice food, and in the corner, there is also, let me keep it before people start judging me. I love Nigeria. My mentor, Nigeria, Nigerian singer, Raskimono. I am Nigeria. I love Nigeria. That is why I want Nigeria to accept its power, grab its power after recognizing the power and rule the world. I arrived at Murtala Muhammad Airport and I was rushing to go and pee because my bladder was full and I had been in the queue for so long. The place was crowded. In queue for so long, I was rushing out. I was running to the bathroom, and somebody stopped me. Okay. Una for settle. That's what he said. Una for settle. I said, excuse me? So where are you from? Where are you from? I said, please, my bladder is full. Can I just empty it and then we can have a conversation? Oh, but when I said to, it meant that I had to pay before using the bathroom at Murtala Mohammed Airport. How many years ago? I looked at the brother and I said, if I don't have money, what will happen? He told me to talk to some of the people walking around. They might have coins for me to pay. Or else, I wasn't getting to the bathroom. Long story cut short, I gave him money. I was supposed to go in there and come and get my change. Listen. So I got in there. I had already started wetting my pants. I was done. I turned the tap on. Only air was coming. Oh. Before I realized, whoosh, light out. Is this guy switching off the light so he can run away with my money or what? Let me come out. I came out and the guy was gone. Somebody else was there. Oh, where is the? Say, who? Now who? Oh, they're close. Oh, the guy went with my money. He was gone. When Oyibo arrives at the Nigerian airport, it's the same thing. They even take more from them, steal from them. I was in Ethiopia at the Bole International Airport. They cut open my bag and stole my camera in Ethiopia. And I was going on pilgrimage to the land of Haile Selassie. I got robbed at the Bole International Airport. Fireburned them. Then I arrived in Ghana. Oh, this is Ghana. I was born here. I was going to pee. Then the guy, yeah, Black Rasta. Yeah, man. Charlie, we they feel you, you know. We they feel you. Yeah, they feel you. They feel you be guy. You dead form. You be baba. I said, oh, thank you, thank you. I mean, I'm used to fans saying that. As I was getting to the back, he said, oh, make you hurry up, come behind me something. Finish and come and pay us. I turned and looked at him. The urine vanished. I said, what the heck are you talking about? You charge money for this? He said, no, but, you know, it be love. I asked him, are you not being paid? And the brethren I was traveling with were all surprised. The way I was angry. Imagine this is Black Rasta, you are doing this too. If this be Omo Naija, you will do the same thing Omo Naija did to me in Nigeria. You do worse than what happened to me in Bole International Airport. I was shocked. I didn't pee. I went to the superior. So they look, your boys are there. Anybody who goes into the bathroom, they ask them for money. Are they not being paid? My brother, how long can we continue doing this? At the Accra International Airport, there were times when bags were cut open and things were stolen. Why? Why? No, this is the first point of contact when entering a country. This is how you welcome people into the country. You welcome them by stealing from them, by asking them to pay to pee. What is the airport tax used for? I ask for the full respect. It is all over the place. They would sing praises on you until you part with your money. Then they look for the next person to sing praises on. Well, I have talked about this over and over. The Ghana airport authorities, headed by Yvonne Efiriye. This pretty lady finally took action only yesterday. They put up a statement as to what happened. Accra International Airport crackdown. Ghana Airport Company Limited fires 2 workers over begging and extortion. Then the press statement came. Bam! Bring the next one. Bam! This one. Update on actions taken against extortion at the Accra International Airport. Management wishes to update the traveling public on recent incidents of extortion at Accra International Airport. On the 5th of August 2026, that's yesterday, 2 port health officers working inside Terminal 3 were found to have extorted money from a foreign passport holder for the issuance of a yellow fever card. Now, the approved fees are $20 for foreign passport holders and 100 Ghana cedis for Ghanaian passport holders. However, the officers charged the passenger $40. Immediate action has been taken. Their ID cards to operate in the terminal have been withdrawn and deactivated as of Thursday, that's today, the 6th of August 2026. The 2 officers are no longer permitted to work at Accra International Airport or any other Ghana Airport Company Limited operated airport. Management has also taken note of a viral video showing a Ghanaian immigration service officer demanding money for breakfast from a passenger. The Ghana Immigration Service has confirmed that the officer in question has since been transferred from the airport. Management reiterates, everyone is being watched. We urge all passengers, spot it, record it, report it, use our dedicated hotline 0542 175636. You can call or WhatsApp or text. Ghana Airports Company Limited remains committed to a zero tolerance policy on extortion and to protecting the integrity and reputation of Ghana's airports. And it's signed. An immigration officer is standing outside there and is asking for breakfast. Are you not being paid, idiot? Look at a fool. Are you not being paid? How would the foreigners regard the country? Imagine this guy is coming to invest billions of dollars in the country. The first impression is that this is a country of hungry people. His bargaining power all of a sudden increases because these are hungry people. They will fall for any trash. And all that Ghana Airports did was to transfer this rogue. Why didn't they suspend him for 1 year with no salary and afterwards degrade his rank? Why didn't they put his name out? He was shielding crime and foolishness. Now, health workers there are charging this. Is it the first time you're hearing this? Don't pretend. They are all there doing that. How about the little boys and girls who are controlling the bathrooms, who are taking money? Are you trying to say you don't see them? You say you are watching. With what? Binoculars? Or what? Or are you putting people on a beam balance? Old, outmoded beam balances. That's it. They say they are watching you. And these boys, they know where all the cameras are. The other day, I was at the UK, wherever, where they collect these passports and all that. It's written there that don't give money. Please, we are okay. Just a thank you. It's okay. The British place. They put Ghanaians there to collect passports. They will tell you in tree, pass the money under the table. There's no camera there. For Scanufa table now say. Then you put it, they use their tie to chalk the money like this. They say, as the birds are learning to fly without perching, the hunters must also learn to what? Fire without missing. How can a nation grow? In tourism, you are asking people to come and see the beauty of your land. And what you welcome them with is this. And interestingly, I was in Jamaica. When I arrived at the Montego Bay International Airport, the Jamaican people, understanding what tourism is, you know what they did? Sir, have you found your bag? Is everything okay? I said, yes, but one of my friends, the bag, said, let's wait a little bit. Said, oh, it's not here. Fill this form. It will come on the next flight or latest tomorrow. And that was what happened. Nobody was demanding a penny. Of course, if you give them, they will take. That is not also too good. They call them tips. Because the more you allow tips, a lot of them will be tipped. And they will tip off criminals. Can I tell you a final thing? In America, they don't accept that. In South Africa, they don't accept tips at the airport. But in my country, they demand it like a right.